Good morning. I'm Laura Lein-Svencner, and I'm a mixed media collage artist. I was recently asked the question of why did you choose the medium you did, and that is collage. Um, that's a funny thing. I really think it chose me. Over the years, I've experienced many mediums as of ceramics and hand building, metalsmithing and jewelry, drawing and printmaking, and the ability to work with these different mediums. I learned that there's a process that you have to go through. And you start something, and then you can't wait to get to the end, and you finish it, and you have a wonderful sense of accomplishment. But the part that we forget, and I have learned to love, is the process in between. That's the part where to plan something and then to allow it to change as it evolves, because it's really hard to know every step that you're working with when you're creating in art. And even sometimes, like, hey, if you're even cooking, you're trying to find a recipe or whatever it is, and you put a little bit more of one spice in, and it just changes it, and it's inspiring, that way. So with learning about the process, to slow down, I think, is the best thing, and to be in the moment with it, and to know that you'll get to the end, but it's the fun part of exploring yourself and your environment around, and creating unique papers that nobody else has. And this is something I like to tell my students all the time is, we are affected, we are connected, we know this. And so things that are around us somehow come into our work. And that's fun to play with the collage and recreate the papers with other papers that we might discard or recycle, and to do something to the surface and allow it to kind of gently show through. Maybe it was a book page with a lot of words, or maybe it was engineer plans or a map, and you are able to cover it to the point that you're really not seeing all of it, and it makes it more interesting for the viewer when they come up to there. So not that every paper is like that, but it is the process of creating the work. And I think with the collage and making my own papers, it also helps me explore and experiment the surface before I even bring it into the collage and cut or tear it up, and bring it in there. So I'm doing a lot of experimenting and play, and enjoying the process. But collage, like I say, I think collage kind of chose me. It's probably over 30 years that I've been doing the artist way, journal writing, morning pages, and doing Julia Cameron's task work. And in her books, she has quite a few times that she has you use magazines and a glue stick and create a collage having to do with something that's going on with you yourself, and seeing where that leads and how it inspires you. So I've been doing those, and then I like to put these images that had nothing related to and put those together and kind of solve this puzzle of why. And as I work through the process, I find that the mystery is revealed, and what they connect with in my life. So that was very exciting for me to find out that what collage can do. And that also led why I stuck with the collage. It led me to find out about other artists from the past that are deceased or that are still alive, and find out their processes. And one of the things is that collage uses a lot of just paper, and a lot of times magazines and things that, like I said, discarded. They end up, it's just paper, and it can kind of disintegrate over time. But we look at oil paintings, and oil paintings have been around for a long time. So the question to me is how do I get these collage papers to last a long time, and educate people that, this is a piece of art. It's not just magazines and a glue stick, though I do use those for sketching, collage sketching, and that helps me with my judgment of placements of all the papers and the objects and shapes and sizes. But what I want to bring about is that to change the our view of collage, I sought out other artists that were working, and the thing that I found is they were coating the papers before they brought them into the collage, and they were coating them with acrylic mediums. And these acrylic mediums, preserve the papers from touching each other. And I talk about this in my class quite often, about the process, and what I've learned. And so I was coating papers for a long time prior, and then I stumbled upon a Jonathan Talbot, who thankfully taught us about using a gloss medium, and that dried layer, then you use an iron and you fuse them together. So the process of collaging changed for me, and I just hooked onto it. I just grabbed it and just kept on going. So I've been working with this, like I say, over 30 years, the medium of collage. I've done on skateboards, on boxes, and it's not decoupage. That's a little bit different. It's more self-expression. And I've worked in violins and done collage and assembly work on that. It's always like, what can I do different? How can I try something else? And the thing is all different mediums are at I can even use oil paintings. I can do a watercolor wash in the background before I even put the collage papers on there. I can add assemblage. I can add old jewelry parts, watch parts, and stuff like that into my work. So working with collage, of course, it is just glue and paper, but then you move to the mixed media as of using the other mediums that are there. So I think it's a lot freer for me as an idea. How can I get this to work? What can work with this? So that's that process work in between that I enjoy. I have a piece now that I've been working since 2023 on, and it involves a 30 days collage kind of sketch each day making in there, and I put those in a book, and then the book is inside a tall long box, and and it's at forming, but it's forming at a slower process, and so it's always there. I'm always looking at it and seeking what would be the next thing to put in there. So it's interesting. People ask how long does it take to create a piece, and sometimes quickly, and other times it takes a long time. So that's a little bit about what I do. Oh, and another thing, I just wanted to share with you. I've been doing this for a long time, so my children were very young, and I just found gravitated towards it. And then in our school system, we had an opportunity for the parents to be involved in art awareness programs. With that art awareness program, that taught me a lot about other artists in the past. And all of us parents had opportunities to go to the Art Institute and learn more that we could help share, with our children. So I was just like, a little puppy there, following everybody around and learning about all of this. And it's just fascinating to have a good understanding about where collage started and how it started, and where it's evolving to. And we repeat our mediums, from year to year, and then we add the new technology to it, and see how we can evolve in that medium. So I don't know. That's just what I've got to share about collage, and I love it all the way through, and I find ways to keep doing it, and I hope that you can enjoy collage or take one of my classes here at Dillman's and see.